Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we are back covering some recent reactions and first reviews coming out of early screenings and the premiere of Moana 2. If this is your first time here though, please hit that subscribe button, like this video, and click that bell. That way you're notified every time we upload, especially if you like this type of content. But I mean, this is quite an anticipated film. The first one, obviously beloved for great reason, had songs that are still on my playlist. When they come up, I still sing them word for word. And you know, just a world with characters that are so bright, and it has that magic that you want from an animated film. And yeah, and when they announced a sequel, a lot of people were extremely excited, and it's projecting pretty well for the most part. Its pre-ticket sales are that on par with something like Inside Out 2, which obviously you all know is the highest grossing movie this year so far. So hopefully this does great, and hopefully these reactions are great. Now, we've only got a couple because the premiere just happened and some people didn't get to go to it, so they're waiting for the review embargo, which is next week, and we'll talk about that at the end. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and hop into this. Give me your thoughts though on that first Moana, and what are your thoughts on this sequel? Are you excited? Are you not? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. But this first reaction that we have comes from The Hollywood Handle, and they said Moana 2 features Moana and Maui's return, and they're just as great as you can remember. The sequel reaches higher levels with outstanding visuals and new characters that worked so well in a story with massive heart. The songs might not be as remarkable as its predecessor, but there are still some fun ones. That was a good one here. You know, it's hard to really top that first one in terms of the music. And I do believe I said in my trailer reaction that we have up on the channel that, you know, the songs in here are not being written by Lin-Manuel Miranda, which, you know, obviously I was hesitant about, and it's hard to top that. You know, he makes such good music, and he is attached to the live action version, so hopefully the music for that is just as great as the first film. But that was one of my hesitancies that I had leading up to this film's release. But overall, very positive. It seems like they really enjoyed it, so that's great. Let's move on to this next one, which comes from Tessa Smith over at Mama's Geeky. Great YouTube channel, you guys should go check her out. But she says Moana 2 is a worthy sequel. Hilarious, great music, and tons of heart. Another emotional and empowering journey on the sea. Animation is stunning, new characters are fantastic, but at its best, when Moana and Maui are together, their banter is everything. That mid-credit scene, wow, so it seems like Moana is teasing something. Maybe they plan on this being a trilogy. I do know that this second movie was originally supposed to be a Disney Plus series, and then Bob Iger stepped back in and was like, what are we doing here? This is Moana. This is one of our most valuable franchises. This should not be a Disney Plus show. We're giving this the theatrical treatment. And then they turned it into a movie. And it seems like maybe they're planning on, you know, having that extend and furthermore develop into a trilogy, which would make me very happy. I love these characters. I love how they interact and how bright and big their personalities are, and also the expansive world and culture within everything. And I love the music, of course. It has a lot of potential. So, you know, a possible tease at what could be a lead up to a sequel, or obviously becoming a trilogy, would make me very happy and has me really excited. But Tessa Smith was really positive, so that's great to hear. She seemed to love most of the movie, and so did the previous one, and so that's always a good sign. But always take these with a grain of salt, because of course these are a couple people. These aren't the world. This isn't, you know, the massive audience, and you should always make your opinions for yourself. Everyone could love this. 99% of people, and you might be that 1% that doesn't, or vice versa. So you always got to take these with a grain of salt, and don't let them set your expectations, but rather maybe keep an open mind. But this next one that we have comes from Lanny Film, saying today's special screening was Moana 2, an amazing showcase of animated set pieces. I was in awe of the visuals the whole time. The songs are catchy, and there's a beautiful heart at the center of the story. I enjoyed it. That's another person talking about, you know, how beautiful the movie looks. And I'm pretty sure I also brought this up during my trailer reaction was just how gorgeous it looked. I mean, that upgrade in visuals, obviously over time things are going to get better, the technology is going to advance, but you actually see it. It's a lot more bigger scale. They're playing with colors in a more interesting way. And I'm glad to hear that a lot of people are really enjoying the animation. And this person seemed to really enjoy the songs as well, calling them catchy. And that's kind of what you want out of these movies. You know, are you expecting something that's going to alter your entire life? Probably not. But do you want something that, you know, when the songs do play, they have you, you know, bopping your head or snapping or tapping your toe, maybe even making it on a playlist that you have? That's what we want. You know, we want something to keep up the entertainment and that enjoyment factor in the movie, and rather not let something like a song kind of halt or ruin that. So that was great to hear. Another positive one. But we're going to cover a couple more, then wrap this up. This next one coming from Joseph Deckelmeyer saying, I absolutely loved Moana 2. The animation is breathtaking, and Moana's ensemble crew is fantastic. Her little sister completely stole the show for me. The story is strong and well crafted. It's a delightful sequel. I also enjoyed and loved the music. Loved that he shouted at the little sister, because I thought she was hilarious in the first one and so adorable. And from the trailers, she looks like she's just as adorable in this one. And yeah, they seem to love it. They seem to really be delighted. And that's what you want in a sequel. You know, is every sequel going to be, you know, the Dune Part 2s? No, probably not. But, you know, that's a rare occurrence. But what you do want in a sequel is something that pushes forward the story and characters, but also is enjoyable, also pleases and satisfies the audience, rather than drops the ball or feels like a complete cash grab or something like that. And it sounds like, judging so far, this is not the case, which is a great thing. But we've got one more to round this up, coming from Chris Killian, and he says, while the songs aren't quite as catchy this go around, Moana and Maui are still an infectious pair, delivering hilarious gags and heartfelt moments, brilliant animation, a deeper dive into Polynesian lore. Moana 2 proves it's worth sailing beyond the reef once again. Another positive one to end it, and they were talking about how it goes deeper in Polynesian lore, which has me very interested to see what exactly they're doing in here. Obviously them, you know, giving the props to the animation, and obviously how infectious, as they described, Moana and Maui are. I love that pairing, and it seems like they strike gold once again, because that seems to be what worked the most from the first movie, and now also the second, which I couldn't be more delighted with. And the only hesitancy that I truly have, now that we've got these reactions, is really that review embargo. The review embargo lives literally a day before the film comes out, and that's usually not a good sign, but it means one of two things. Either the movie's not great, and so they don't want people's reactions to be out early, just in case, you know, it stops people from buying tickets. Or it means the opposite, which is a rare occasion, but usually companies and studios will put the embargo close to the release date. That way there's a flush of positivity. That way, a day before the film releases, it is nothing but, you know, raves and praises. And, you know, I'm curious to see how this pans out with audiences. But you guys tell me in the comments below what you all thought about these first reactions, and are you going to see Moana 2? How excited are you for it? What did you think about the first one? Anything related to this, I love discussing with you guys down in the comments below. I'm very excited for this, and hopefully it is a sequel that feels like a story that was worth being told. And judging from, you know, someone saying that there's a mid-credit scene, hopefully it can make people excited at the possibility of a third movie to make this a Moana trilogy, which is something I wouldn't have guessed, but I'm so glad to hear and excited at the possibility of. I think this is going to do great. The first one was phenomenal, and Inside Out 2, smashing it, only gave this movie even more momentum. And it's during the family season So I think this is going to be a smash hit. But once again, you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments below on all of this. And if you made it this far, please hit the like button, subscribe, and click that bell. It would be greatly appreciated. It's free, helps out the channel a lot. And yeah, that's going to do it for this video. It's been your boy 𝙎𝙧𝙚𝙀, and hopefully I see you all in the next one.